So my name's Tania Mead, and I am the director of Just Speak, which is a network of young people speaking up on criminal justice transformation in Aotearoa. My job day to day is different every day. I have responsibility for looking after a wide network of volunteers, so I will support or supervise people who are working on organising events, who are writing reports and doing research, who are doing kind of outreach and storytelling. So that's a big part of my job, I guess, is looking after the people who help us do the work that we do. I also spend a lot of time talking to government officials and politicians and other people who are working in the criminal justice sector. I want to help them to understand the impact that the decisions that they make have on young people, and to connect with them about how we can all work together to bring about better change in the criminal justice system, which is really important for us, particularly for young people, because we are the most affected by the decisions that are made now in the justice system, but we have the least say on how it is set up. So that's really important for us. I spend a fair bit of my week or my day, typical day, doing media interviews. We have quite a big role, I guess, in speaking to the media about what evidence-based criminal justice policy looks like. So why do we do the things that we do? Why do we put people in prison? Why do we do rehabilitation? Does it work? Do prisons work? Do we need to think about these things differently? The answer is always yes. So preparing for media interviews and liaising with journalists, thinking about my key messages and how I'm going to put our message across to different audiences. That's a really big part of my day, and occasionally quite a stressful one, but one that's also a lot of fun. Then I also have a role in organising events and doing sort of public speaking, so talking to the public about the work that Just Speak does and how we can all do better on criminal justice. Qualifications. So there was a question about qualifications. So I have an honours degree in political science and a bachelor's degree in political science and philosophy. I did not know what I wanted to do when I chose those degrees. I just thought they would be cool, and I was interested in ideas and power and injustice and knowing a bit more about how to make good change in the world. So those things seemed at the time like good things to study, and I don't regret them. They were really great. Then later, after I'd been working for about 4 years, I did a master's in political science at the University of British Columbia in Canada, and that was also great. It was a real hodgepodge of things in terms of the subjects that I studied, but I learned a lot about the world, learned a lot about different approaches to change. I studied things like Indigenous politics at the United Nations, the theory of migration, how we talk about memory and forgetting when it comes to trauma, like everything under the sun. And I really recommend that as a way to kind of broaden your mind and encourage you to think about all the different ways that you can make change in the world, if that's something that you're interested in. How did I decide to get this job? I did not decide to get this job. I had no plan. I guess the one thing that has been common across all the jobs that I've had is that they've often all been concerned with human rights in one way or another. And I think that I have done that in different avenues, whether it be working in government, working for a political party, and now working in the NGO sector, thinking about all the different ways that you can make change. So that's probably the one consistent thing that has run through all the different jobs that I've had. But there was no clear path. I just took opportunities as they came to me, and that's kind of worked out for me. I mean, I don't know what will happen in the future, but I think there's something to be said for feeling around for what's out there rather than coming to your career with a preconceived idea of what will make you happy in terms of what you do day to day, and also what is out there, because it's kind of hard to know what jobs exist until you start looking. The other final question is, are there travel aspects to my job? In this job, not heaps of travel, a little bit domestically, mostly to Auckland and other places where we have volunteers or supporters. and a little bit, I guess, for talking to the people that support us financially. So talking to people who give us grants, that involves a bit of travel and kind of relationship building as well. My previous jobs, I did a lot of international travel, and that was cool in some ways, but also quite tiring in other ways. So I'm grateful at the moment, I think, that I get to mostly stay here and work with all the cool people in Wellington.